So what are we doing? We're pushing audio out from the Mackie into the 4-track recorder. In my scenario here, I have it set up as having recorded 4 tracks, 4 instruments or 2 stereo instruments. Not important. And basically it's just one stereo track that I doubled up to represent 4 channels. And the 4 channels are subchannel 1, subchannel 2, subchannel 3, and subchannel 4. That represent the 4 channels that are going to be incoming into the cassette recorder. So as far as I'm concerned here, the setup is we have these 4 channels ready to play. I've done my panning here. Not necessarily strictly necessary. I mean, I can do the separation either at the Mackie level or at the channel level, but this is the way I decided, just to keep a control of the levels, the strength of the levels. So from here, we're going to move over to the Mackie mixer. What have we done here? On the Mackie mixer, concerning the channels 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I've set the faders to unity. And I've set the firewire line to the down position, meaning I'm going to be listening to the output from the DAW into here. From here, we are going to put these 4 channels that were set to unity, and we're going to set where we want them sent to. So for channels, I'm going to just raise this up out of the way so we can see it a little easier. So channels 2 and 3 I've set to subs 1 and 2. 4 and 5 I've set to subs 3 and 4. And I've separated them by panning sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, sub 4. So that is going to be set properly. Let's just get these set back to unity, or approximately. On the output side, these are the outputs. Now we're sending it through here. I'm controlling the levels here, and then I'm sending each of these individual levels into the sub outs. And I've set up this one and this one to be left and right. And this one is set for left and right so that I can hear these as they're being sent to the master fader so that I can listen to them. At the same time, these 4 sub outputs are being sent through the Mackie sub outputs in the back, and they're going to be coming in to the mixer at this level here through the inputs here. So what have I done here? I've set my gain levels here. I've set my little outputs here in case I wanted to listen to it through the stereo outputs, which we're not doing, so it's not necessary. And most importantly, I've set my record levels here so that when I play a test, I'm going to be able to see my levels. And again, tape or analog or not, I want to see levels in approximately the 0. So one of the first things I do is I make sure that the 4 channels are armed. I'm going to make sure that I'm in record mode. I'm going to test my volume outputs. Okay, I'm seeing that this one's a little bit high. There's 2 places I can control that. I can control that on the sub outputs. Or I can control it at the record levels here. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to set them up here. And as I play with them, I set my levels. Let's say that I'm satisfied with that. At that point, I set my meters to 0. I can then press the play. And if I wanted to, it'll start recording. But I'm going to want to hear this a little bit. So let's listen to it through the output of my speakers. I'm not sure how much my microphone will play, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this recording into the tutorial that I'm making. So here we go. We're going to go into record mode. Let's play. Okay, we're going to hit the stop. Let's go and rewind that. Oh, I didn't have it set to that. Oh, that was great. Okay, let's move it up a little bit more. So I had that to approximately 30, right? Went 30 past. Okay, and we see that I have some levels recorded. I wonder, what does it sound like? Well, for me to be able to hear that, what I'm going to do is, let's actually find where it starts. It doesn't start there. Okay, hang on. We'll find where it starts roughly, ballpark-ish. Okay, so it starts off at 30. I'm going to set that just a little bit further along so I know exactly where it is. Okay, we'll set that as the 0. Okay. Next thing, I want to send the 4 outputs from here through here into the Mackie. We've split the outputs between the MT44D to send one set of 4 channels here and one set of 4 channels out to the mixer. And those I have set to be captured on channels 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move this out of the way for a second. Hang on. I'm going to move these out of the way. Let's mute them. And after muting them, let's arm them. How do we know that something's going to be coming through here? Well, remember, the first thing we need to be doing is at the mixer level, ask them, what are we listening to? We're sending the sound from the tape through its outputs to the channel inputs here. So for channels 2, 3, 4, and 5, I need to be listening to the sound line, of the sound entering through the line inputs. Now, before I start recording, I need to hear if we've captured anything on the tape side. So let's listen. And we are capturing something on the DAW, as you can tell. Remember, we're capturing everything low. So if I come here and I have it through here, let's go back to the here. I'm going to just, let's say I just want to start recording from this side. Tap on record here, tap on play. and it's recording. Now my question is, do we have the volumes set properly? What did we miss? Did we gain stage the inputs? We did not. So we're recording not good here. Let's stop that. I'm not going to save anything. Hang tight here. I'll reset to 0. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to delete everything. I want to know that my settings here are being properly captured. If we're listening through here, what did we forget? Well, heck, we didn't do any gain staging. So let's play the cassette deck. Channel 2. Channel 3. Channel 4. Channel 5. That's much better. Okay, now we're going to stop that. Let's get that back to 0. We deleted those initial 4 files. Hold on. Okay, let's get rid of these 4 files. Delete all. Let's go all the way to the beginning. Here's where we're going to be recording. Let's start the recording session. Let's go over to our cassette deck and hit play. We'll stop that. Let's stop the recording or the playing. Let's save all of this. And let's disarm these 4 tracks. Let's all balance them out. I did a Shift N to normalize all 4 tracks at the same time. Do I have something here? Let's find out. How are we going to have to set up our DAW so that we can hear from here on out? Again, we're going to have to set up the system so that these channels 2, 3, 4, and 5 are listening. Whoops, that's the wrong buttons here. So channels 2, 3, 4, and 5, the firewire is down. And that means that if I have these up, the firewire doesn't mean anything. It's bypassing. It's going from the firewire right down here. And if I play it just very briefly, I have signal here, but I don't hear it over here because I have my mixer set to down. So let me set this over here. And let's turn it on. I'll turn up the volume a bit. Let's see if it plays anything. Okay, quick question. If I'm listening to them here in this mode, if I turn these down, am I going to affect the output that I'm listening to? The answer is yes. Let's test that. See that? Perfect. How about here? Has nothing to do with the mono outputs. We're good. Okay, that's it. And that's how you pull it from both directions. In this section here, we learned how to send outputs from the DAW through pre-recorded files, which I have down here. Whoops, come here. Which I have here. They're muted, that's why they're invisible. I sent these over to the 4-track mixer. I then emptied the slots out that these channels are going to be recording on, and I captured the output of my tape machine into the DAW. And that's how that works on the Mackie 1640i.